This is one of my favorite topics. We're in trouble as a society. So we need to understand what our brain is listening to and change it. So I wanted to start with a story. I have been blessed this year. Dr. Phil really understands my work. I've been on his show 7 times this season, and he says, if you don't understand the brain, you don't understand the person. Well, about a decade ago, we did a show together on compulsive cheaters. And Jose had cheated on his wife 8 times in 4 years that we know about. And his wife had a gun and she was going to shoot him, and it was perfect for Dr. Phil. And when I scanned Jose, this is a SPECT scan. SPECT is the study we do at Amen Clinics. He's got low activity in the front part of his brain. So this is a big part of the focus area of your brain. And those holes means he's got really sleepy frontal lobes. So he's easily distracted, disorganized, short attention span. And he was excitement seeking. And for whatever reason, Jose and I, we really came to love each other, and he did everything I asked him to do. I love that because it works. What we did was we got very clear on his goals, but not work, relationships. What do you want? He wanted to be married because he didn't want his daughter growing up in a broken home like he did. With work, and he was working in a tattoo parlor. He wanted to be better. With his money, there's always a problem. With his physical, emotional, spiritual health. So we do goal setting in the 4 big circles of your life: your brain, your mind, your relationships, and your soul. Why do you care? And then I taught him these 2 words. These are the most important 2 words in the English language when it comes to your health. Then what? If I do this, then what happens? If I say this, then what happens? And then we worked on all 12 of the steps. So that was his scan before. 7 months later, his brain was better. He hasn't cheated since. We're at a decade. And oh, by the way, he went to nursing school, then he went to nurse anesthetist school, and he's making like $200,000 a year. And his children are not being raised in a broken home, which is his goal. So step 1, you got to know your goals. But too often people think of this as work related, and I'm like, no, that's how you burn out. They need to be relationships, work, money, physical, emotional, spiritual health. What do you want? So that's step 1. Step 2, you got to get your brain right. If your brain's not right, you're not right. And it doesn't matter if you do anything else. With a healthy brain, you're happier, you're healthier, you're wealthier, you're more successful. Why? Because you make better decisions. Ultimately, it's the quality of your decisions, moment by moment, over time, that determine your happiness, your health, your wealth, and your success. Over the years, I've been able to boil down brain health into this very simple phrase. If you want to keep your brain healthy or rescue it if it's headed to the dark place, you have to prevent or treat the 11 major risk factors that steal your mind. Blood flow is just critical. The number 1 brain imaging predictor of Alzheimer's disease is low blood flow. And basically it comes down to this question: is it good for my brain or bad for it? And if you can answer that question with information and love of yourself, love of your family, love of your mission, you do the right things. Step 3 is you have to know your brain type. Everybody's got a different brain. And I've had 2.5 million people take our online questionnaire. It's called our Brain Health Assessment, brainhealthassessment.com. And you'll know, are you a balanced brain type, spontaneous? That's really my ADD group. Short attention span, distractibility, restlessness, impulse control. It's important to get it treated. Doesn't necessarily mean medicine, but medicine for some people is life-changing. But I have strategies for each of these types. The persistent people are the OCD people. And if you have ADD, I watched the chat, a couple of people go, ADD and creative, and that is absolutely true. The sleepier your frontal lobes, the more outside of the box thinker you are, but don't hire the ADD person to be your executive assistant. They will make you crazy. You hire the persistent people and the cautious people to be your assistant because they will follow through on what you need to get done. The sensitive types or our empathic or empath people, they can struggle sometimes with negative thoughts. The cautious people are anxious. But if you know your type, you can then take the supplements or sometimes medication to help balance your brain. Step 4, you want to lock up the distractions. And I love this quote. The best way to reduce stress in your life is to stop screwing up. And how do you make better decisions? Well, you know your motivation. You put those words up. You have to have a stable blood sugar, which means you need to eat to stay focused. I love this study they did at Emory University where they took 107 married couples, tested their blood sugar at the end of the day, and then gave them voodoo dolls. And they asked them to express their feelings about their partner with the pins in the dolls. And the people who had the lowest blood sugar levels had more than twice the number of pins in the dolls. So if you get hangry, that eating protein and healthy fat at every meal helps to balance your blood sugar and your attention and helps to protect your loved ones from your hangriness. 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Sleep is absolutely essential. Little to no alcohol. I'm not a fan of alcohol. Ever since I started looking at the brain in 1991 and I saw the damage it did to scans, I have been railing against it, and it's not gotten me a lot of fans. Healthy vitamin D and omega-3 fatty acids. All of you on this call, you should go to the lab and get your vitamin D and omega-3 index taken. I actually think most people should be taking 5,000 international units of vitamin D a day and 2,000 units of omega-3 fatty acids. But you got to get your nutrients right. You also want to avoid trigger foods that steal blood flow to your brain. Did you know that gluten decreases blood flow to the brain? It gives you brain fog, and dairy insensitive people as well. Surround yourself with like-minded people. People are contagious, like COVID. And if you're around people that are constantly poking and distracting you, you need to put your phone on airplane mode. So dopamine is made deep in the brain in an area called the VTA, or ventral tegmental area, also an area called the substantia nigra. It works in this very interesting area called the striatum. And this is, think of it as the pleasure center in the brain, and it activates your frontal lobes. So dopamine has two pathways. One, it helps you feel awesome, but it also helps you focus. And so you never want to wear out your dopamine neuron.
This can be your day for personal growth. This can be that day you committed to and you remember and you go, that was the day I got myself a community. I got better coaches. I committed to making my life the absolute best that I could. This is that day. Make today your growth day. Click the button on this page and sign up right now.